Hi, I'm Shirley from Entertainment Weekly. I'm at New York Comic Con with the cast of Person of Interest. If you guys don't mind, can we go down the line starting here? Just introduce yourself and your character.
I'm Kevin Chapman. I play Detective Lionel Fusco.
Oops. I'm Amy Acker. I play Root.
Jim Caviezel, John Reese.
I'm Michael Emerson. I play Mr. Finch.
Sarah Shahi, I play Samin Shaw.
Sarah, why don't we start with you? You are back this season as Shaw. That's very exciting. Congratulations on your baby.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yay! So can you tell us any details about Shaw's return this season?
I was just talking about this. What can I say? Gosh. This is when you should have looked at the talking points before you stepped into the room.
There were no talking.
There were, okay, thank God. What can I say? You know, I guess we kind of find out what happened to her after she left last year. And other than that, I have a very boring answer for you. Other than I'm a mom of 3 kids and I can't believe it.
Yay!
But yeah, no, we find out what happened to her last year. There's a passage of time. There's been about 9 months since we last saw her, and you know she's been captured by a Samaritan. I think that's out there. We know that much, and she's enduring a lot of really awful things are going on with her.
It's the 9 roughest months of her life, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, which I guess is kind of the 9 roughest months of my life, as I was going through the same thing in some way. The twins.
Well, then let's move down the line. Michael, I want to ask you, in the finale, you had this touching scene with the machine. The machine is down, and Finch is so humanized in that moment. Are we going to see him more humanized in this new season? Or is there anything you can tell us about where he's going?
I think that's an interesting relationship that's evolving in the show. Mr. Finch is adjusting slowly, reluctantly, to the idea that the machine means more to him than just a piece of machinery, that it's so sentient and he's so invested in it that there's a father and child relationship there that I think he's trying to keep that at bay. But I love I love those scenes about the machine as a being.
You personify it finally after, what, 90 episodes? Do you remember reading that in the script and mourning the machine? I mean, it's...
But I think it was sort of implied all through the first 4 seasons that as much as he wanted to be a chilly authority figure and the machine just a tool, I think all those flashbacks where he's parenting the machine, teaching it, taking it by the hand and leading it slowly into a kind of human consciousness, I think that was always lurking there.
Well, for the rest of the team, now at the end of this 4th season, you know, Team Machine has kind of disbanded. Samaritan won, I guess, this machine Cold War. What can all of you tell me about this 5th season? Is there anything you can tease about the dynamics of this?
There's something I just remembered about my storyline is that I want to tease a bit is there's some really nice Root Shaw stuff coming up. I think some things that the fans have been waiting for. I think some exploration that the fans deserve to see at this point. Yeah, so that was a pretty big thing that we most recently filmed.
Is there more lip locking between you and Amy? Maybe Amy can say.
There's, Amy?
I don't know anything about any of this. I mean, I think that, back to what you were saying, it all kind of ties in. I mean, for Team Machine, we've all been searching for Shaw, so this is, we have this real dynamic between, do we put our energy into finding Shaw or to saving the machine? And that's kind of where this season picks up and is a real struggle with my character. And so the fact that she comes back helps us answer that question.
Yeah, certainly, I'm sure. Well, this is such a subversive, thought-provoking show, you know, and it talks about surveillance, but it also talks about artificial intelligence. Now, for the audience, for viewers, it's certainly thought-provoking to watch you guys play this out. For you as actors, is it just as exciting to read in the script? Is it just as thought-provoking? Do you think do you think about the plots of Person of Interest when you're watching the news, I guess is what I'm asking?
Well, it's kind of unavoidable because I can never tell if we're just slightly behind current events or just slightly ahead of current events, because it seems like the things I read in our scripts in a very few days later, I see it in the newspaper in some way or another. And it is a little chilling to me to know that the big Intel corporations are out there and they all have artificial intelligence think tanks, and they're all pressing forward to get to that possibly apocalyptic moment, that tipping point, which I would rather go a little slower and think that through a little better.
What happens this season, in season 5, it's revealed that Donald Trump is behind Samaritan.
Oh, that is prophetic. Well then, speaking of season 5, speaking of pressing forward, there's a couple of months before the show returns. What are you most excited for fans to see when it comes back? Sarah, you already talked about you and Root. Yes. Is there anything else that fans should be looking out for that you're excited for them to see?
Are you talking about me? Are you talking about me?
Everyone.
Oh.
Well, I think something that is exciting to look forward to is the fact that this may be the last 13 episodes of the show ever. So there's going to be some climaxes. There's going to be some wrapping up. I assume casualties, transformations, endings of all sorts.
All right, that's juicy. Well, then on that note, Person of Interest returns in 2016 on CBS, but you can catch up on the first 4 seasons on Netflix. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you.